Okay, this is a magnet here. And actually, I was testing it out before this video here. And as you can see, it actually broke because this is an industrial magnet. I kind of thought it was like a marketing gimmick. It's actually so strong that when I put this magnet, I can't even pull it off. I'm literally pulling, whoa, sparks. When I put this magnet on, it exploded, this broke, and a bunch of sparks flew everywhere. And in this video, I'm gonna show you how to get exactly what you want, just as sure these ones are a little less dangerous. Just as sure as magnetism works. There's 3 main reasons you might be stuck, how to unblock it, and how to get what you want, just as sure as magnets attract to one another. And I'm gonna show you in this video. Now, before we dive in, I just wanna say welcome, my friend. If you're new here, thanks for being here. Welcome, welcome. If you're a returner, thanks for coming back. If you enjoyed today's video and you want to watch me get blown up by a magnet and catch my hair on fire, be sure to hit the like button on this video. And right there down below is my free success hypnosis. It's jakeshypnosis.com. It's my free success hypnosis to reprogram your subconscious. Because your subconscious is like a magnet. Whatever's installed in it subconsciously, you attract into your life, but you can reprogram it. So check out my free success hypnosis right there down below. So to understand how to get what you want, it goes back to 1992. And there was a study in the Journal of Neurophysiology. And they measured a group of test subjects who visualized themselves lifting weights with a particular finger over time. And they didn't just have a loose image in their head. They literally mustered up all of their energy, all of their intention to literally enter the vision in their mind as if they were lifting the weight using the power of their own mind to imagine it. Shockingly, the research found that the finger that they had simply just imagined lifting with actually became stronger than the other fingers. And there's all types of crazy studies like this where they've had people lifting weights, people imagining piano exercises, and the people that were doing it in their imagination were seeing muscular differences or brain differences. And it shows that when you mentally rehearse correctly, your life actually starts to quite literally change. And this video is titled, How to Get Exactly What You Want. And so, just like magnetism works, that's how mental rehearsal works. And I had a crazy story. I was early in my career and I wasn't really having the progress that I wanted, and I was pissed off about it. And so if you think about it from a mental rehearsal perspective, I was angry I wasn't getting what I want, which was really me mentally rehearsing not getting what I wanted over and over and over. And so I started mentally rehearsing that I was a successful speaker. I started imagining all these companies and colleges contacting me and paying me for speeches, and I'd walk into that picture in my mind. I'd hear the audience. I'd feel the excitement of shaking hands with the client as they gave me a check. And I had a pretty crazy thing happen. I was actually on Coast to Coast AM, a huge nighttime radio show that goes from like 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. And I was on with George Norrie. And in the middle of the night, we were talking about one of my books, and we do this epic thing. And the next morning, I get an email from a woman, and she works for a big Fortune 500 company. And she asked me how much I would charge for speaking, and they wanted to have me out. I found out later that this woman couldn't sleep in the middle of the night. She woke up at like 12:30. And when she woke up, she hit the radio. And when she hit the radio, I was on. She rolls over, she writes my name down, falls back to sleep, and contacts me the next morning. Now think about these magnets. That's how mental rehearsal works. Boom. And I ended up getting my first $10,000 speaking gig out of that event when a lady in the middle of the night couldn't sleep, and the magnetism of mental rehearsal brought her into my life. Now, big idea number 2 is to never underestimate the power of your brain. And learning to juggle actually has proved to cause specific areas of the brain to grow, the gray matter of the brain. And according to a study that was published in Nature in 2004, German researchers at the University of Regensburg recruited 24 people who weren't jugglers, by the way, and they divided them into two even groups. Group 1 practiced juggling daily for 3 months, and Group 2, which was the control group, they did no juggling at all. Afterwards, at the end of the 3 months, they did MRI studies on the brain, and they found out some pretty crazy things. So the subjects who acquired the skill of juggling had a measurable increase in the gray matter of their brain in 2 separate areas in the brain involving the visual and motor activity. Now, the shocking thing about this is that those who stopped juggling had their enlarged brains return to normal size within just 3 months. So it's just like a muscle in the gym. You use it or you lose it. And now for my final act, I'm gonna juggle this flammable magnet that is so strong that I might catch my house on fire. Just joking. So in all seriousness, what does this study show? That the brain literally has the ability to grow new nerve cells and has regenerative functions when you do things. And that probably explains why I had so many crazy results by using a success hypnosis every day. I was 19, I dropped out of college, all the publishing companies said no, and I started listening to this success hypnosis every day. I didn't listen to it sometimes, I listened to it every single day. I ended up basically, out of unexplainable ways, selling 20,000 copies of that self-published book out of the trunk of my car. Penguin Random House, the #1 English publishing company in the world, gave me a book deal. They paid me, the #1 publishing company in the world paid a college dropout at 23 years old for a multi-book deal. And then my YouTube channel blew up. All these crazy things started happening all before I turned 30. And I think that the reason that it worked is because I did it every day. Just like they showed that the brain actually reversed all of its growth in the gray matter with the people juggling if they stop. Similarly, when you use this success hypnosis every day, you start to literally build a new brain that is magnetically programmed for you to have success. And you can check it out for free right there down below. It's jakeshypnosis.com. Now, before we dive into number 3, you should be feeling pretty good. Maybe like, holy cow, I'm more powerful than I could possibly imagine. My mind is more powerful than I could possibly imagine. And I just want to give you a quick affirmation. I'm a genius and I apply my wisdom. I'm a genius and I apply my wisdom. If all of that stuff can happen to your brain, maybe you have a lot more dormant power than you could possibly imagine. So comment down below, I'm a genius and I apply my wisdom. It's time to let the power of your mind and your brain guide and direct your life to new highs. So step number 3 is repetition. Repetition is the key to permanently rewiring your brain for money, for success, for happiness, for confidence, for health, for anything that you want. And in Dr. Joe Dispenza's book, Evolve Your Brain, he shares a research experiment that was done at the Department of Neurology at Bellevue Hospital in New York City. And it was pretty crazy because it showed that up to 75% of stroke patients achieved total restoration in the control of their paralyzed arm or leg. Repetition was the key ability that they used to rewire their brains. So they take all these people that can't move their arm or their leg and they give them proper instruction to diligently practice focusing their mind while mentally moving a paralyzed limb. So in their mind, they're moving it. They received mental feedback through sophisticated biofeedback machines, and every day they practiced moving that arm, they practiced moving that leg. When they became able to reproduce the same brain patterns when thinking or imagining about moving that affected limb as they would if they were actually moving those limbs in real life, that's when they started to reverse their own paralysis. So what does this study at Bellevue Hospital in New York City show? know that independent of their age, independent of the severity of their injury, their brain showed them the ability to restore the body's function at a higher level through applying mental will. They were activating new cells. Other parts of their brain were picking up to restore the basic function that they lost. So if they could do that, you could probably make more money, you could probably be more confident, you could probably be more successful. And studies show it takes about 66 days for these behaviors to become automatic and our brain to start to take over on these things and replicate them in our lives. What most people do is they quit before then because they don't see the measurable result. But in 2010, there was a study in the European Journal of Social Psychology. And it's pretty crazy. It reveals that it can take anywhere from 18 to 254 days for people to learn a new habit. But the duration depends on the vividness of the mental activity, imagination, or mental rehearsal that occurs in their brain. So just as surely as these two magnets come together, just like this, through mental rehearsal and taking over the power of your mind, you can actually begin to magnetize your brain, your mind, and your future to a new desired outcome just by the power of thought alone. So if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to let me know in the comments right there down below. Say, I am more powerful than I believe. You are more powerful than you could possibly imagine. And if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, bell notification. Check out my free success hypnosis. It's right there down below, jakeshypnosis.com. Pinned to the comments and in the description, and you can start to use this as the tool to start to reprogram your brain, your mind, and your life and turn it into a magnet for what you really want and what you really deserve. I'm gonna link one of my other favorite videos here for you to check out. I wanna thank you for watching. Put a smile on your face and say, I am more powerful than I believe.